Nishi and welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a very personal one. I am stripping down and letting everyone see my skin for what it is. I suffer from hyperpigmentation, and there's typically about 4 types of hyperpigmentation. I suffer from post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, meaning that if the skin raises, when it goes back down, it leaves a hyperpigmented or dark spot. And it's an issue that I've been dealing with in my 20s, strangely. Like in high school as a kid, this was never an issue, but throughout college, it started becoming an issue. So the smallest little thing can touch me, graze me, but if I can come and land on my cheek, honey, and it will leave a dark spot, it's just what it is. And I have learned how to conceal it, how to deal with it, and it always eventually fades. But I don't really have a problem with acne, but I do break out hormonally. So when I am fertile during my fertility cycle, I do get 1 or 2 breakouts on my cheeks, and when they go down, they usually go down within 2 to 3 days, and it always leaves a dark spot. They eventually fade, but the next month come around and we're back to the same cycle, which has left me with quite a few dark spots on my cheeks. I know as women of color, a lot of us suffer from this, whether you have hyperpigmentation that is like just even, whether it's like darkness around your mouth or darkness around your eye sockets or darkness on your forehead, or if like me, you have those spots that pop up from inflammation and then they hyperpigment and then they never really go away. So I wanted this to be a very affordable drugstore friendly tutorial. So if you are having issues and you're looking for something, you can watch this video and go run to the drugstore really quick and pick up a couple of products. So this is a very inexpensive look, and the focus is going to be mainly just on the skin and the face, and then I just kind of sped through the eye makeup and the lips, but focus was concealing it and covering it up without a ton of makeup and a ton of cake, because it is summer. It was springtime coming into summer, and I hate to be caked up. I hate a lot of makeup. I hate to feel like I have on makeup. I hate that heavy feel. So this is just going to be a very quick, a very easy way to cover up your hyperpigmentation inexpensively and without a whole lot of product. I do not color correct at all. I just use a couple of products to cover up my hyperpigmentation. I like to use as least amount of product as possible. We're going to chit chat a little bit more throughout the tutorial. So without further ado, let's get right into my full coverage drugstore foundation routine for people who suffer from hyperpigmentation. So I feel so naked right now, but this is my bare skin. I just did my brows and put on some moisturizer, and that is it. But I have hyperpigmentation on my cheeks, as you can see. I am about to start the Kiehl's, I think it's Intensely Corrective, that little line of color correcting, mainly the serum. I heard that it works really well, so I am excited about that. I'm probably going to go pick that up today or tomorrow, and then I am going to document my journey to see if that helps with reducing the hyperpigmentation, if it helps it fade faster. So yeah, I kind of have a system down that really covers it well, and it does not cake on my foundation. So for me, the lifesaver, my absolute ride or die go-to holy grail concealer is this NYX Gotcha Covered Total Coverage Concealer, and I am in the color Deep Profound, and it is amazing. I do not have the color correct with this. You can go over top of this with either a heavyweight full coverage foundation or even a lightweight foundation. I've even went over top of this with just a BB cream, a tinted moisturizer, and it was just as flawless. Like, this stuff covers any and everything, and a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to put a small amount on my finger. That's all you need to cover your entire face. And I am just going to warm this up in between my 2 fingers and then pat this on, and it immediately covers any and everything. We're going to put that around my mouth a little bit, cover that mustache, girl. And then I am just patting this on with my finger and pushing this into my skin, go underneath my eyes. And then I am going to blend that out with my foundation brush. And as you can see, it covers it flawlessly. And it has sort of an orangey undertone to it, which is perfect for covering hyperpigmented spots. Orange counteracts and balances out dark spots. That's why most color correcting primers or concealers are orange. So as you can see, we are pretty much covered, and we haven't even gone in with foundation. That was literally just a dollop of the concealer, and girl, I mean, look at that. Seriously. I'm going to insert a quick before and after right here, probably at the top of the screen somewhere, just so you can see how well that covered. Now for foundation, I am going for full coverage today. Again, you can go over top of this with any foundation that you have, and then you're good. Literally, this NYX is the secret ingredient here to this whole covering up hyperpigmentation. But there are two full coverage foundations, long wearing, that I like to use that are drugstore, and that is the Neutrogena Nourishing Long Wear Makeup. I love the formulation of this stuff. This stuff is extremely thick, and it has SPF in it. And it is also tone correcting. It has a tone correcting complex in it, which is perfect for what we're trying to do here, which is cover up our hyperpigmentation. And then another good one is the Infallible Total Coverage by L'Oreal. It's their new Total Coverage Foundation. This one is like spackle, honey. This is like a paste. It is thick and it covers any and everything. But for today, I think I'm going to just go in with my Neutrogena Nourishing Long Wear Makeup with the tone correcting complex. And just to show you how thick this is, like, this thing is completely upside down and nothing is running out. Like, this stuff does not play. It ain't going nowhere. So I'm just going to go in and grab some of that. I don't need a whole lot. That's probably, if you were to do pumps, that would be like 2 pumps. But I just dug in. And I have not tacked down my wig, so it might look a little crazy, but we'll get her together in a minute. And I'm just going to blend that out with my Morphe E31. And you want to make sure that you're patting this in and not swiping it, because you do not want to disturb the concealer that we put down underneath. Again, we're going full coverage, so you just want to, especially when you get to the spots where you have the most problems, you just want to make sure you dab over it and not swipe it and move around that concealer that we have underneath. And I do have an eyebrow tutorial coming up shortly. I know a lot of people have been asking, and I'm gonna do 2. One is my long wearing all day brows, because I do sweat on my brows for whatever reason. When I get oily, my brows is the first place that I get oily. And then the other one is just going to be a quick drugstore 5-minute brow, quick out the door. That will be coming up shortly, so stay tuned for that. And I do have a few spots on my chest, so I'm just going to go hit that a little bit with my foundation brush. So this is our foundation. For concealer, my favorite all-time drugstore concealer or hair store is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is no secret here. Everybody is pretty much onto this, and I am in the color Fawn, and I'm going to mix that with a little bit of my black opal stick foundation in the color Rich Caramel. I find this to be very moisturizing, and I have dry under eyes, so I like to go in with this first. Just put a little triangle shape underneath my eye, a little bit down my nose, forehead, above the lip, and the chin. And then I'm gonna go over top of that with a little bit of that Pro Conceal. And you should be able to find that black opal in your local drugstore or hair store, beauty supply store as well. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to blend that out with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. And I like to use the flat end for underneath my eye. My lips are a little dry, so I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Argan Oil shimmering oil and put that on my lips. It has really pretty gold flakes in it, and it's a great all over body oil, except for it's like pure argan oil, so it smells a little funny, but I do love it for my lips. And it has, to set my under eye, I'm going in with my Maybelline Master Fix loose setting powder, and it's just the translucent powder. And I have put a sprinkle of my Benign Topaz powder in there just to give it a little bit of color, because it's extremely stark white, but it is like the perfect translucent powder. But from underneath my eye, I did want to give it a little tint. It is extremely fine. I actually love this powder. It's a great setting powder, especially for the price. So we're going to let that sit for a second. But for all over our face, I'm now going to take my Ben Nye's Topaz powder that also has a little bit of the Master Fix Maybelline powder. So this is mainly Master Fix Maybelline with a dash of Topaz, and this is mainly Topaz with a good amount of Master Fix mixed in here. And I just find the combination to be perfect for my skin, especially for drugstore translucent setting powders. I don't find and Ben Nye is not necessarily drugstore, but it's drugstore prices. You can't find it in the drugstore, but any costume shop, I think it's like $6 for a huge container of powder. And we all know about the banana powder. I just ran out of that, so my Maybelline Master Fix come in handy when I am out of my banana powder. So now that it's on, I'm just going to, I don't let that sit for long, I'm just going to dust it right away. To bronze up my face, I am going to use my all-time favorite bronzer. If you look, she's gone. Like, I've abused this, used and abused, but it is the Covergirl Queen Collection bronzer in the shade Ebony Bronze. I absolutely am obsessed with this bronzer. I don't really contour, I just like to warm up my complexion. So I'm going to go into my e.l.f. complexion brush and just bronze up my face. I'm also going to take a bit of that and go ahead and carve out my nose a little. And for highlights, I am going in with a combination of LA Girl Strobe Light highlighter in the shade 20 Watts, and then the new Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders in the shade, I cannot find the shade, but I got the darker of the that is pretty much it for the base. I am now going to do my eyes. I'm going to speed that up and then I'll be right back. And I hope this video was helpful to some of my ladies out there that is suffering from hyperpigmentation. I hope you learned how to cover and conceal without caking on a bunch of makeup. So before you leave, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and check out some of my other videos. I will have them linked below, and I will see you dolls in my next video.